reps in reserve, failure, bro.
There's a growing trend right now on Instagram to use the term fuck reps in reserve and go to failure. While I've been working at, I've been asked, what do I think about using reps in reserve and failure training? So I'm going to share with you my thoughts right now and hope that it helps you guys program for yourselves more efficiently. Let's go. Spoiler alert! Results for hypertrophy are similar for 0 to 3 reps in reserve and failure. Now the term failure can mean different things. For some people it's until their technical form breaks down, or for others it can be until they physically cannot move that weight through any of the range of motion anymore. So for the sake of simplicity, we're going to meet somewhere in the middle of that range. So what I've experienced in the past when I've been using training to failure is that it just builds up so much local and systemic fatigue that it's hard to recover from. And if you're not tracking every single thing and you're not putting regular deloads, you will very quickly supersede your maximal recoverable volume. This is how much volume that you can recover from before your next training session. This will leave you feeling washed out and flat. It will make the connective tissue from the muscle to the bone just hurt. Your whole body just feels like it's being beaten up. And as the evidence seems to point that 0 to 3 reps in reserve will yield the same rewards as training to failure, yet you're able to recover quicker and your joints and tendons just won't hurt as much because you're not beating yourself up so much. So when I'm programming for clients or myself, and it's a compound lift, I'll take their 1RM for that lift and work out 85% of that. That'll give me roughly 6 reps in reserve. The first week or so we'll be learning that movement pattern, getting it nailed, and then gradually over that block or 6 weeks I'll reduce down that buffer so that we get to a point when we're working on no reps in reserve. This will allow for growth to take place without feeling unnecessarily beaten up. And for single joint exercises, I'll use an RPE scale. So an RPE of 10 is 0 reps in the tank, an RPE of 9 is 1 rep in the tank, and an RPE of 8 is 2 reps in the tank. So the caveat to using reps in reserve and RPE is at some point you have to have gone to failure before to know where 1 rep in reserve is. So I do think experiencing failure is necessary, but I certainly don't think experiencing failure every single time you go training is the best way to move forwards.